everyone, and welcome to Cruising with Kim and Jen. And today we're going to be talking about cruising your way, not their way.
Yeah. And by that, you do what you want to do and feel like you need to do. Don't just listen to everybody else.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is great to go on YouTubes and Facebook and get a lot of people's opinions about things. The problem with that is you can get, 40 different opinions on the same, subject, to the point where it's going to confuse you, about something.
Which it did us.
Yeah, it can get confusing. So, we'll just get into a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, it can be so confusing because when you first begin, I mean, we didn't know anything. And as you know, we're not big, huge YouTubers. What we've done is, we still work full time. We're out there. We love to cruise, and we want to pass on information that we have found valuable,
that we think is useful to people.
Absolutely. Yes. One of the first things that we read and we've heard and people still preach about is don't overpack. Now, we've overpacked. We've kind of underpacked.
For me, it's like, okay, I know it's X amount of days. I only need this many outfits, but sometimes I don't know which outfit I want. I mean, that's kind of a woman thing, you know? It's like, well, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe, so maybe I'll take 2 shirts that go with a pair of pants or whatever.
Exactly.
And so
or we don't know the weather.
Yeah.
Maybe,
take what you think you need to take.
Absolutely. And if you don't have room when you unpack it, just keep it in your suitcase under your bed, and then you can switch things
you can
out.
Get to it when you
We've
need to.
done stuff like that. I think our first couple cruises, that's what we did.
I mean, ideally, I see people with a lot of suitcases. We like to just take one big suitcase because it's a lot to manage.
Yes.
A lot of suitcases. A lot of luggage, and so if you can manage with one big one and maybe something small,
like a carry-on or something, then
that's better.
And we usually use like our beach bag for our carry-on, even just so that we're kind of double dipping, with that. But
do what you think you need to do.
Absolutely. Another one, and we have even said the same thing. Don't buy a drink package. But after I don't know how many cruises we've been on in the last couple years. I mean, a lot. I mean, that's so subjective.
Are you talking about the alcohol cruise package?
Yeah.
Or drink package?
Yeah,
we don't do it because we're not big drinkers.
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be worth your while.
Absolutely.
You can figure it out. The cost of these drink packages are pretty high.
Yes.
But so are individual drinks. So if you know you're going to have X amount of drinks a day, then maybe it's worth it for you. But it is pricey, and
it is pricey.
Then they cut you off at 15.
I think it depends. I think Carnival's the one that cuts at 15.
Yeah.
Royal's still pretty much open, with it.
So
But they have boundaries on their drinks. It's like you can't get premium shelf on some of them, and so there's some rules.
There's rules.
Yeah.
And the drink package doesn't go into effect until the next day.
Yeah.
I know, at least on Carnival.
Like,
so many people think they're going to get on and they're just going to start hitting that drink package.
Out of Galveston,
and it's not in effect until the next day.
Yes. And I would also look into, like, for example, Carnival, your drink package doesn't carry through if you're on one of their private islands. You still have to buy your alcohol there.
That's
now,
true.
Royal is different. Royal, it is inclusive on there.
That's a little bit more value.
It is, especially if you're going to do 1 or 2 of their
and I just saw somebody post just a little bit ago on Facebook about this new place that's opening up, Celebration Key for Carnival. And how they're like, what the heck, Carnival?
Right.
What the heck? We got our drink package isn't good there, so that can be kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. So it's something to kind of weigh the pros and cons. And another one that we were pretty adamant about when we first started it 2 years ago, and then thought, well, this is silly. Don't stay on the ship. People would say, that you need to always get off the ship at every single port.
To experience the ports
and
things.
Yes.
Yeah, but And we couldn't really figure, we didn't understand, like we were seeing a lot of people.
Yeah, we're like, of course you get off.
That were like, yeah, we always got off.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh no, I'm staying on, you know.
We're like,
but,
what?
But these are people who have cruised a lot. They've
Absolutely.
been to these ports, you know, countless times. They've seen what there is to see. And they said that they really enjoy the peace and quiet and way less people on board when, you know, they get off at these ports. So, I mean, there is something to be said for that.
And we almost did that, but then
we were going
didn't
to
stop at the port. They had a weather delay.
We had recently been to a port that we were going to get off at, and we're like, oh, you know, let's just stay on the ship this time, enjoy the pool.
Yeah.
Some of the things that are just too crowded to do ordinarily, maybe. And then they ended up skipping that port because of weather, so we didn't, you know, we didn't like take advantage of that. But
that's true.
But yeah, it's up to you. You know, we have done a few where we haven't gotten off, you know.
That's true. That's true.
So
another thing, now this has been new that I've been seeing on Facebook and YouTube recently, where people say that you're actually not cruising if you don't get off at an excursion and go into the community and then go
experience
the culture.
The culture.
Yes.
That's the silliest thing, because cruising is cruising.
Cruising is
cruising on the
on
water.
the waters. You're on the ship. And they say if you go to a private island, let's take Royal Caribbean, what is the new one? Utopia. That goes to
Utopia
Coco
ship.
Cay.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not cruising because you're going to their private island.
Still cruising.
It's cruising. And quite frankly, the private islands are fabulous.
They are.
I mean, you don't have to worry about anything. You get off and everything's there. But, you know, is it a little commercialized? Yes.
But it's nice.
Oh my gosh, it's nice. It's clean. It's safe. And like the Haiti one was a little bit more, rugged, I would say. That rugged's not even the right word.
It was a little bit more of their culture, their people.
Yes.
Was in there running.
Yeah,
some of the places and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Where it wasn't, you know, all kind of water slides and things like that.
Yeah.
But was it wonderful? Yeah.
It was still beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Yes. And last but not least, board the ship early. Now, we hooked right onto this. We were all aboard with this. We still tend to stay up till midnight to make sure that we can get the first
early boarding time. Yeah.
But you know, there's so many people that even if you fly in the day before, that they're like, I don't want to fuss with all that. I'll get on at 1 or 2. I mean, you're gonna miss maybe 1 or 2 hours on this ship. Is it the worst thing? No, you're probably going to just miss the big crowd in the buffet.
Right. Yeah.
So
see, we like to get on early because we think that way we're going to be there first and miss the crowd in the buffet, which kind of we are.
We are.
We do.
You know,
we get there before.
Yes.
The most people.
Right. If you get on one of the first ones, but you know, it's there again. There's no right nor wrong. Just don't be on try to cut it like an hour before, because you know, they have pretty strict criteria now where they shut her down and you won't be able to get on.
Yeah.
And so I think that's also one of our reasons. We're like, let's just get on so we don't have to worry about it. So these are our tips on cruising your way, not their way. And we have kind of morphed and changed a lot of our ways over the past 2 years the more we cruised. Don't you think?
Like get people's opinions, listen to them, but it doesn't mean it's gospel. It doesn't mean that you have to do it that way.
Exactly. I agree 100%. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on our next journeys. Our next one will be Celebrity Beyond. July 5th. And so we look forward to that. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.